Shri Gurubhyo Namah. Shri Mahaganapataya Namah. Shri Saraswate Namah. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namaschandikaya Namah. Om Mahalakshmi Naranaya Namah. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Shri Surya Navagraha Devaya Namaha. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau
Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahe Tejasvinavaditamastu Ma Vidvishavahe.
Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Bhaktajano, Swagatam. Welcome to another evening of Bhakti Satsang. Again, it is my humble and divine pleasure to be with you in the comfort of your loved ones, in the comfort of your home, and nothing else but allowing ourselves to be closer to Bhagavan, to quail our mind of iniquities and negative propensities and tendencies. And the only one who is very capable and worthy of removing is Bhagavan Ganapati. Bhaktajano, yet again as we commence this week, and we want that divinity, that grace, and to hurdle over whatever challenges may be in our path, let us submit with our man, karma and vachan. It is our purpose in life to day in, day out, get closer to our Bhagavan. And this is another forum, another opportunity to submit to Bhagavan. My dear Bhakti Satsang viewers right here at home, in the US, in the Caribbean, Guyana, especially the viewers of Tego TV, in Sweet TNT, my pranam, swagatam once again. It is my fervent hope in little over an hour or so, we will look at the Mahimas, the stories of Bhagavan Ganapati. As you and I know, Ganesha Chaturthi is Friday coming. And oh man, as we prepare our mind, as we start to harness our thoughts, our karmas, our preparation to the feet of Lord Ganesha, may I commend you, may I applaud the effort. Let us prepare ourselves as we work towards dedicating Ganesh Baba grace. As always, as customary, it is important for us to reflect upon our daily attributes, reflect upon our last week, and do some introspection. Take a little bit time out of what Bhagavan gave you everything and see where your compass is pointing and where you ought to be, because you and I know where we should be, what we should be doing, to what extent, and where we are short falling. On such a note, as customary, we light our lamp, our diyas, as every week we petition at the feet of God in the form of that Divya Jyot. May grace and guidance befall us. Om Shubham Karoti Kalyanam Arogyam Dana Samprada Shatro Buddhi Vinashaya
Deepa Jyotir Namostute.
Deepa Jyotir Para Brahma Deepa Jyotir Janarana Deepo Me Haratu Papam Deepa Jyotir Namostute. Everybody. Lakshmi Karotu Kalyanam
Arogyam Sukha Sampada Mama Shatro Vinashaya Deepa Jyoti Namostute.
Everybody. Deepa Jyotir Namostute. Hari Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat. Not only that physical lamp that we lit together, but also feel that positive traits, feel that energy of reigniting that flame, that fire, that agony that used to grind and crush the food to sustain this body. Oh man, let us reignite that flame in our life. Whatever difficulty would have been in your life in the past week, whatever challenge moment you would have interfaced, whatever calamity maybe have befall you or your loved ones or your family or someone you know, tatastu, let it be. But turn your heart and your soul over to the Devatas and Devi. My dear friends, as we looked at basic introduction of some glories of Ganesh Baba, to further influence, to further course, and bring you on that streamline of thinking. Everything starts from triggering that thinking. From that thought, my dear friends, great and wonderful opportunities are born. As we turn our mind to Gajanananda Swami, the Devatas and Devi, once again, may we revert our mind and thoughts as we petition to God. Let this reservoir of ours, let this aperture, this opening of this Sharira, able to be the recipient of Satyam, of Shivam, of Sundaram. Om Ekadantaya Vidamahi Vakratundaya Dhimahi
Tanno Dante Prachodayat.
Om Vakratunda Mahakaya
Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvighnan Kuru Me Deva Sarvakari Shusarvada.
Om Gajananam Bhuta Ganadi Sevitam Kapita Jambu Palasaravakshanam Umasutam Shoka
Vinashakaranam
Namami
Viganeshwara Pada Pankajam.
Saraswati Maya Devi Hansavayani Rayani
Vina Pustak Samayuktam Vidyadanam Dehumam.
Om सरस्वती महाभागे विद्याकमललोचने
विद्यारूपे विशालक्षी विद्यां देहि नमोऽस्तुते।
ॐ त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं
पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव वन्दिना मृत्योर्मोक्षीयमामृताय।
ॐ तत्पुरुषाय विद्महे महादेवाय धीमहि
तन्नो रुद्रः प्रचोदयात्।
ॐ जयन्ती मङ्गला काली
भद्रकाली कपालिनी दुर्गा क्षमा शिवा दात्री स्वाहा स्वदा नमोऽस्तुते।
कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च
नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः।
अखण्डमण्डलाकारं
व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः।
तस्मै श्री
गुरुवे नमः।
हरि ओम शांति 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 हरि ओम तत्सत्। My dear viewers of Bhakti Satsang Dharmarg, today's satsang, I want to say, is dedicated once again, despite we have able to keep our head above the water, to all our frontline workers once again. Haven't forget them for a moment, wherever they may be in this world. As we commence Bhakti Satsang was born for the service of humanity and for dedication of those frontline workers. And oh man, as we have been hearing so much about what is to come, what is there, this wave and so forth. But we submit to the feet of Gajananda Swami. May he give us that strength. May he help us as we prepare to fast, as we commence Ganesha Chaturthi in September the 10th, Friday coming. Oh man, to the 20th. Of course, follow your calendar and so forth. But this period of 10, 11 days is very, very important. And we dedicate this to them. And secondly, all our students who would be commencing the new term, the new trimester, semester, whatever the case may be, wherever you may be in this world. What a cool thing to stay at home and be in school, eh? Could you ever thought of such a sentence? I'm in school. I'm busy in school in your room. What an era we have been living in. But today, we pray for our students, for some of them in the US. They have already started. We pray for Ganesha, grace be in their life. To those right home here in Canada, they'll be commencing sometime this week. Various school board have it differently and so forth. But we pray for our children. May they be able to triumph with their studies over all the challenges and difficulties as they venture a new era, a new leap of their life. New classroom, new programs, from high school to university or whatever the case may be, or even from home to pre-K. We pray for them all. May they remain safe. May they remain firm with their purpose of edifying themselves. To those right back home in Guyana and Trinidad in the Caribbean, it's no different. We pray for you all, wherever you're logged in from. Parents, we dedicate to this program to our children also. As every day we prostrate to the feet of Ganapati Baba, oh Ganapati Baba, we prostrate to that lotus-like feet of yours, that Viganeshwaraya. Your feet is the source to remove all pain and all sufferings in our life. And may you have that faith. May you understand this. May you recognize this. Each day, not only in this wonderful Vratam for Ganesh Baba, but each day may we meditate upon him with our mind, our thoughts, and our action. We know he's the Lord of not knowledge, but the Lord of wisdom. It's a huge difference between knowledge and wisdom, oh man. We wouldn't get into that right now. But he is the remover of all obstacles from our path. And these are things we cannot get rid of because of our karmic laws. But he can help us and enable us to hurdle over these. Bhagavan Ganesh, he is the son of no other than Mahadev and Parvati Devi. You are the Lord of strength and intelligence, O Prabhu. That incarnation of that Satyam, that force. Your mercy is limitless, O Prabhu. Your kindness has no bounds and no ending. We bow again and again to Ganesh Baba. Bhagwan, we have come to your door. You are most merciful. You are most compassionate. As we commence our Geet and our Pravachan session this afternoon, my dear friends, we pray and we chant as my dear son leaders in our opening Geet, Nishadin Namo Ganapati. O Lord, Viganeshwaraya, we turn everything over to you. Those who are facing difficulties, those who are going through challenge in life, even our teachers who are going to narrate and hold our child and children hands and walk, you know. I say to, the other day I was having a conversation with my children, and I say to them, you as a student, or we as students, don't do quarter of the work a teacher do. I used to teach once, and it's no different. The preparation, what you have to do, everything, the work, the love, the dedication that you have to put in for your students, it manifests in them. You as a student will know this. You will know when your prof or your teacher or your instructor prepare well for you. You will know when he or she didn't. You will know when they're just killing the time for this hour, 45 minutes. They have to, oh man. They have to. And today, we pray for all our teachers as well, as my dear son lead us in this opening Geet. Nishadin Namo Ganapati.
Nishadin Namo Ganapati Charane. Nishadin Namo Ganapati Charane. Nishadin Namo Ganapati Charane. Ganapati Charane Jagay Dukha Harane. Ganapati Charane Jagay Dukha Harane. Nishadin Namo Ganapati Charane. Nishadin Namo Ganapati Charane. संताप सब मन की रही मंगल सदा गणपति करे संताप सब मन की रही मंगल सदा गणपति करे मन करी रहा दाता स्मरण मन करी रहा दाता स्मरण निश दिन नमो गणपति चरण निश दिन नमो गणपति चरण गणपति चरण जग दुख हरण गणपति चरण जग दुख हरण निश दिन नमो गणपति चरण निश दिन नमो गणपति चरण बल बुद्धि के तुम देवता बर भक्ति रे दय सेवता बल बुद्धि की तुम देवता बर भक्ति रे दय सेवता शंकर सुवन तारन तारन शंकर सुवन तारन तारन निश दिन नमो गणपति चरण निश दिन नमो गणपति चरण गणपति चरण जग दुख हरण गणपति चरण जग दुख हरण निश दिन नमो गणपति चरण निश दिन नमो गणपति चरण तुम्हारी कृपा बेअंत ही दुखियों पे तो दयावंत है तुम्हारी कृपा बेअंत ही दुखियों पे तो दयावंत है हम आ गई तेरी शरण हम आ गई तेरी शरण निश दिन नमो गणपति चरण निश दिन नमो गणपति चरण गणपति चरण जग दुख हरण गणपति चरण जग दुख हरण निश दिन नमो गणपति चरण निश दिन नमो गणपति चरण निश दिन नमो निश दिन नमो निश दिन नमो गणपति चरण
प्रेम सुर गणपति भगवान की जय. Welcome to all those Floridonians in the house. The Kistama, the Shobha, and the Hardat Sharma family. Welcome to Bhakti Satsang as always. Listening to Viganeshwaraya Lambodharaya Ekadantaya Vakratundaraya, my dear friends. It is important that we prostrate at the feet of Ganesh Baba. And today's Satsang, and of course for the next few weeks, in this festive period, we will dedicate Bhakti Satsang, that path of righteousness, that dharma marg, the path of recognizing your purpose. And in doing so, churning the mind in Satsang, churning your thoughts, cleansing yourself. You know, in the days when you used to scrub clothes on a scrubbing board, and maybe these younger children will not relate with me. but you can have a conversation with me after or with your parents. When we used to scrub, with that rhythmic fashion, employing those fabric onto that board, that hard surface, with soap, and to wash that stain literally and physically, especially at your cuffs and your collars and so forth. In Bhakti Satsang, listening to Mahimas, listening to the glories of Gajananda Swami, it is like rubbing the man against the material world. With the substratum being Bhagavan name, his namam is those all fancy chemicals we put into the washing machine today. We call them detergents, no? All Gajananda name, Bhagavan's ka naam, will cleanse our mind. And what allow you, if you don't think about it, we have a washing machine these days. If you don't put that clothes in, or if you put the water to be filled, if you put your detergent in and you put it to spin, would it really work? Would it really clean the clothes? It wouldn't. The clothes must be in there, absorbing the water, the detergent, and then the rotation and the swirling out, and then rinsing and so forth helps. Oh man, this sharira, this body must physically be placed in satsang. And look, virtually it can help too. Through the airwaves, the name of God will remove your duratani. And Ganesh Baba, my dear friends, wherever you may be located, try to pick up an eco-friendly Ganesh Baba Murti, the one that made of the mud, beautifully painted and bedecked, you do not even know. And a matter of fact, when in the olden days, that's all it was made of. And they used to put straw and so forth to make it compact. You do not even know it's mud. So beautiful it's done today. Establish one in your home. Friday. If it's beneficial for you, Friday morning is better. In the midday, and then worship him every day. Have that murti of Ganesh Baba in your home. Bedeck him. Establish a sweet, special divine altar for him. A pedestal for him. Place him there. And you bathe him. You worship him if it's only water if you have. Whatever leaf, there are numerous leaf can offer to Ganesh Baba. Whatever fruits you have. Whatever one agarbatti. Or just light it and out it as we have to do in North America. So difficult to do freely. Worship him, adore him. Among all the ingredients that is there, Bhakti is a very, very integral aspect of everything. For it says, Ganesh Baba, if you're a Hindu as we say locally, or a Sanatani, Ganesh Baba is no stranger to you. Everyone knows Ganesh Baba grace, my dear friends. He is revered among all the devatas. He is especially at auspicious occasions, especially at certain stage of our life, at certain samskar. If no puja is being done, Pratamam Dhait, Ganesh Puja must be done. Ganesh Puja should be there. Pratana, if it's full puja, etc. is not done, Om Shri Gam Ganapataya Namah, Om Shri Ganesha Namah, must be the very first or first of the few that launched at that site, at that puja, at that satsang, whatever it may be. My dear friends, Riddhi and Siddhi, which all of us want in our life, all treasures, all wealth, all superficial powers we want. Some people, they go to India, they go to ashrams to buy Siddhi. And they're told siddhis transferred to them like that. Oh man, that's a whole big story by itself. But Ganesh Baba, he is the giver of Riddhi and Siddhi. Riddhi Siddhi ka dhata. He is the giver of Riddhi and Siddhi. My Bhakta Jano, confronting your devotees, Ganesh Baba will stand for you and stand with you. When you offer the penance, when you offer devotion, when you offer love, oh man, it ensures success. It ensures grace and blessings in your life. Bhakta Jano, it brings above all material wealth, spiritual wealth, and an abundance of prosperity. Ganesh Baba is easily pleased. He is readily available to all of us. Before a ceremony, special occasions, as I mentioned, he is always there. Oh man. And it is easy to chant Om Shri Ganeshaya Namah. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namah. Followed by Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya
Koti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakareshu Sarvada
Sarvakareshu Sarvada Sarvada Sarvakaresh. Oh man, this is a prayer I know most of us. We know Om Shri Ganeshaya Namah and we know Gajananam Bhutagana. I'm talking of the people of my era and before my era. And nowadays everybody. But this is a prayer, this is a mantra. You should know Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti or Koti Surya. How you know it? Doesn't matter. In this case, it carries the same meaning. The thousands of rays of the sun of Bhagavan Ganesh will give that blessing in your life before any ceremony. There's so many popular stories of Ganesh Baba. There's so many popular stories of Ganesh Baba. But my dear friends, before we look at his kahani from Padma Puran and Shiva Puran, my dear friends, we must attune our mind to Mahadeva. It's something that you should give thought, you should give a presence to, that to worship Ganesh Baba. But on the same note, before you worship Ganesh Baba, we must adore Bhagavan Shiva. We must revere to him. As we revere our mind and thoughts, from his blessed parents we can enjoy the purpose that he served on earth. As my dear daughter Kashmina do for us this beautiful rendition to Bhagavan Shiva. Let us turn it over to her before we look at the kahani from Padma Puran and Shiv Puran.
Shivaya, Om Namah 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 Shivaya. पुष्प की माला ताल सजाओ, गंगा जल पर कलश मिलाओ, नव ज्योति की दीप जलाओ, चरणों में नित शीश झुकाओ। भव्य विभोर होती बरती मेरो मेरो में रंग जाए, मंदिर गाए ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय। La 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 la, la 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 la. Om Namah Shivaya, 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 Om Namah Shivaya। अभयंकर शंकर अविनाशी, मैं तेरे दर्शन के अभिलाषी, जन्मों की पूजा की प्यासी, मुझ पे करना, मुझ पे करना, मुझ पे करना कृपा जरासी। तेरे सिव मेरे प्राणों को और कोई न पाए, मंदिर गाए ओम नमः शिवाय, 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 ओम नमः शिवाय।
प्रेम सुर शिव शंकर भगवान की जय। My dear friends, listening to that, and many of you attest, it's your favorite bhajan. And it's a blessing that Mahadev can use us as an instrument to bring some joy to your life and comfort of your home and your loved ones. Har Har Mahadeva ki jai. My dear friends, as we onwards on our journey to dedicate to Gajananda Swami, Ganesh Bhagavan, on this Chaturthi, it is believed that Ganesh Bhagavan leave Kailash and come upon earth. In other words, it's a dedication, a different school of thought, say it differently, but most in Maharashtra area is celebrated as Ganesh Chaturthi, and of course every month we have Ganesh Chaturthi also. But I want to at the same time shout and to say happy birthday to some wonderful souls before we enter into this Mahima once again. To my dear son who would have celebrated his birthday a few days ago, Etan Ramlal, happy birthday to you, son. Very blessed soul, energetic mind. May Ganesh Baba bless you uninterruptedly. To a dear friend of our fraternity, Danish Bipaya, happy birthday to you also. I pray and ask that Ganesh Baba bless you in the music fraternity in the GTA. He's no stranger out here and even to the Montreal connection. May Ganesh Baba bless you, the son of Pandit Hanumanji. We pray and ask, who is also my dear God brother, I pray and ask Ganesh Baba continue to bless you, Ganesh ji, and have a wonderful birthday. To a dear friend and a sister and a daughter, Stephanie Jordan, who's also no stranger to this group, happy birthday to you. As you'll be celebrating your birthday tomorrow, we pray and ask your birthday be of such a grace that it brings continued growth, spiritually of course I'm talking about, in your life, and every other fall into place. To our dear mother, a strong supporter and servant of Bhakti Satsang, Mataji Chan Suklal, happy birthday to you. As you'll be celebrating your birthday in a few days, that mother from your dear husband, Uncle Krish, Tina, and your wonderful boys, and your grandson, and to all who love you and care for you, as you make that venture to serve your community, I pray and ask you continue to be inspired with Bhagavan grace. I'm not forgetting my dear and loving son, Lakshay, Pratham, Brian. Happy birthday to you, son, who always be by my side to serve wherever I go, whatever I do, along with all his Guru Bhais and Guru Bahin. From all of us at Bhakti Satsang Dharma, I want to say happy birthday to you, bride. And may you continue to enjoy the peace, the contentment that Bhagavan have in store for you. And to all those who are celebrating and I may not know, Bhagavan know, we dedicate and we pray happy birthday, happy anniversary to you. From all of us at Bhakti Satsang, to Etan, Dhanesh, Stephanie, Auntie Chan, and of course Brian, happy birthday to you. I pray and ask Bhagavan blessings always be with you, and to all my humble servants. From back to home at Bushtat Farm, Bhuvaneshwar Mandir, Kavita, thank you Uncle Devo for reminding me. Happy birthday to Kavita, a stalwart of that mandir, one of the mandir. In my very early career I've started, and yet for all as time permit I go back and forth to officiate. I pray that Bhagavan bless Kavita ji with many more wonderful years of good health and strength. My dear friends, Ganesh Puran tell us, not only in Kali Yuga, but Ganesh ji took manifestation. Ganesh ji took manifestation in every yuga. You know, my Samaj here, don't feel, people wonder why Panditji laughs all the time. When he speaks. Don't feel I'm laughing, it's not rude. Because I'm trying to stay aligned with my katha, but so many communication is coming through. If I try to respond to everyone, I have to turn a blind eye in it sometime. I'm not being rude neither, but if I turn to everyone to comment on, then we would not get nowhere. So please forgive me and bear with me. And I do appreciate your communication. I do appreciate you miss me, and I miss you guys as well. But Ganesh Puran tell us, my friends, Bhagavan Ganapati took manifestation in every yuga. In Krita Yuga. Anybody have ever heard of Krita Yuga before? Same as Satyuga. In Satyuga, oh, you know what that one, you never hear about Krita Yuga, eh? But you heard of Satyuga. Ganesh Baba took his manifestation Mahut Katha. In Krita Yuga, he incarnated himself, you know. Satyuga ki ka baat bataye, Girija Sutta ne katha sunaye. Since in Satyuga, man, the story, the katha of Ganesh Baba, the son of Parvati Mata, was being held in this world. Do not feel only in Kali Yuga. Do not feel only now there is Dukkham. Do not feel only now you need a bulldozer to remove from your life, but he was a bulldozer all the way through. Viganeshwaraya. And then he manifests himself with 10 hands. And he was mounted on a lion. Dazzling with brilliance, as always. Imagine, my dear friends, God come day in, day out, week after week, moment after moment in our life, to destroy that Naratak or the Devantak. I would not be able to go into all the stories from the Puran, from Ganesh Puran about that. Then in Treta Yuga, He took the form of Sri Mayurish, where he has 6 hands, and he rides or he mounted on a peacock. We have seen that sometimes. Very fair complexion. To destroy the Rakshas, Sindhu, Bhaktajano, and in Dwapar, Sri Gajanana. He's known as Sri Gajanana. 4 hands and Musa Kesavari. He ride on that moose. Crimson color, that smoky color, if I may say. And I'm getting the problem with the younger generation with colors, because I'm not too good with them with that. And again to destroy Sindhu, Praya, Treta Sindhu and Sindhu. My dear Bhaktajano, I want to say, when Gajananda Swami, Bhagavan Viganeshwara, he rides on that mouse. He rides on that mouse to tell you, have you ever seen, again, the toughness about these children in North America? They have no experience with a mouse. They have no experience with a rat. But back home, when you see rat, especially if you're a rice farmer, and you see rat, oh my mama, woe be unto thy soul. Because you're so worried this rat will destroy all your crop. Even if you reap bountiful crop, and those paddy, the raw material for rice, that is still in its padding and so forth. It's all packed well in the bag, and normally you have no storage, you pack it under your house. Before you know, rat go and destroy and eat is bare paya, meaning the shell left, oh man. When you see rat, you run go to Ganesh Puja. Right away after the back home. Because you believe when you worship Ganesh Baba, he will tame, he will control. Because the moose, they're nimble and they don't rest, you know. You know how you chew and you rest and you burp and you rest and you go again and you circle around every time in the fridge to see what is there to knock on? Moose don't do that. The mouses don't do that. They're nimble no matter what you put there. You see, it's a beautiful experience when you're sleeping and a rat is nibbling over your head. Oh my goodness. It's very annoying, overwhelming. You can hit every time, get up middle of your sleep and hit the wall. And they're gone quiet, and as soon as you gone back for Nakasnu, they're gone cutting. It's like a little chainsaw walking over your head. That is how problems is and are in our life. And he took that form that when he rides on that moose, he's to tell you when you think the only thing get rid of a mouse at night when Surya Bhagavan rays. When the sun rays and day come, they bhag. They're gonna eat whole night. They eat away no matter what protection. You put wood, you put plastic, you put layers and layers of something, they will spend whole night cutting around there, whole night. And then they come back tomorrow to continue. Only when the sun rays. When the sun rays in the morning, my dear friends, then they go asleep, then they release you. Gajananda Swami in your life, he is that wisdom, he is not the knowledge. When you have the knowledge and you know how to use it, you know the know-how, the card chart as we say, the ploy, the techniques, the strategies for this brilliant mind. Dear friends, Ganesh ride, when he tells you the only thing that can be possible to control that moose is Ganesh. Imagine, compare the destruction who had experience with Ganesh Baba. You know, it's not joke. People back home sleep and sometimes rat bite them too. People die from this eventually after infection and so forth. So much rat used to be around us. My dear friends, Ganesh is telling you, you know what is that rat or that moose, that baby one in your life? You know what it is? A D word. A D word that we all crave for every day. Anybody can guess the D word? Bad omen. Somebody say omen. Desires. One of my bhaktas here said it, desires in studio. Desires, oh man. The desires that keep nubbing and nicking and biting at your head all the time, like when a little chainsaw machine is going on whole night. And then they're ready to start playing football sometime. When they're ready to play, when there's a whole crew, a whole team come over your head. Huh? That's the beauty of living in Guyana or the West Indies. Don't worry about rabies and stuff, don't worry about that. They're gonna have its own way of getting rid of. But my dear friends, Ganesha ride on that mouse to calm, to bring peace to all of our desires. Because our desires, as I say so many times on this program, whichever deity, whichever Puran we are looking at, desires that calm, bring ruin. Not to say you shouldn't have desires. Desire must be a must. But desire for what? Desire for who? Desire for Him. Good desires. Desire. Just like you say, you get cholesterol. Nobody now want to hear about the bad one. When you talk, anybody talk about a cholesterol problem, you think they're talking about the good one? No, the bad one they're talking about. Nobody, cholesterol is good, eh? And also it's bad. Nobody wants to hear about the bad cholesterol. You gotta use all this, you gotta do this thing, that thing, you know. Some flaxseed business and everything. But the good desires they want. In the same way, you should have desires for Him, Ganesh Baba. You should have desires for loving the Lord. You should have desires to fight with Bhagavan. You should have desires to complain to Bhagavan. You should have desires to have a communication with Him. You know, when you're going on a date, when you're going on an interview, in those days we used to write letter, eh? Them na know ba na mo. Them all laughing with me here. They text whole day. They don't even need to use a pickup line anymore. They text all day. Oh man, it is important for you. You prepare. How are we going to talk? What I'm going to say? And what will they ask back this? Or if they say so, I will answer back so. You have a whole mock conversation with yourself. In an interview, the same thing. You research the company, you find everything on them. You like red, we like red too. And so you go with the flow. Oh man. And then you say, oh, we are compatible. And when you come back home and realize all what you say, kya baat hai? Oh man. When you be prepared to have a communication with Gajananda Bhagavan. Prepare to have a story. Prepare to have a wonderful meeting with God in the next 10, 11 days. Do not allow it to go a begging. Do not allow it to go a begging. When you prepare and you start to prepare this mind, I'll have my murti, I'll have my mudak, I'll have my laddu, my barfi, my sesame laddu, the til laddu. I will have my doob grass. I have all these things that love by Him. My dear friends, that joy, the ecstasy of love and grace started to glow in your life. And when you do this, from Dwapar, we come into Kali Yuga. Your desire will be summoned. Your desire will be inimic. Your desire for all things. Because have you seen? Look, generation after generation, crave for houses. Crave for everything else. The only thing we get detached is detached home, no detachment. Binawan, live in apartment. I feel claustrophobic. I can't breathe. Some people say. I can't live in basement. Especially what happened in the US lately there. Everybody running in Jersey and so forth. We pray for them. Natural disaster. Oh man. Man contribute to that, but we won't go down that path. We ask for all these things. And we are saying when you worship Him, when you worship Gajananda Swami, He will able to control those desires. He will bring not for you to look outwards, but generation after generation crave from nothing to something to something to something. One washroom, look, 15, 20 body used to live in one house, in one little kuti. And you're lucky if you get a one proper washroom. When rain falls, you're not going to carry water in the washroom. These kids can't relate with this. There used to be washroom with no top. Say somebody above watching Kabhatai. When rain fall, you don't need to have water. You get in from Indra Bhagwan. True? And look today, every room, if not 2, 3 washrooms we have. And still, nobody else can use my room. Not you I'm talking to, but you know. I can't share. I don't know. They don't know how to share. And those were the days when you had little or nothing, but everyone used to use the same. Imagine somebody's in the washroom and you hanging on here to go right there. Oh my God. And you know, back in the days, the elderly, they just read the newspaper all the time in the latrine. They just sit down there and have the quiet, peaceful moment. And you're just there killing it. You want to get the same place. Oh man, generation after generation, we crave and we crave, but we are not desiring Bhagavan the same way. Our foreparents used to do Bhagavad. Our foreparents used to do 3-session yagya, morning, midday and afternoon. Look on the flip what I'm talking about. We used to do puja Friday, Saturday and Sunday for Jajman. Durga puja Friday, Hanuman puja Saturday, Surya Puran on Sunday morning. Now, grab all together. Catch up on the 2 Dwal for you and raise all the flag. Then you have United Nations in front of your home or your apartment. All the colorful flags. We want to desire for every other thing. But for Bhagavan, we are depleting. For Bhagavan, we are mitigating. For Bhagavan, we are moving far away from Him. Far away. Some people say, Pandit, it's not the right time now. We have to engage first. We have to try it out. We have to live home a little bit. We have to buy the home and live in the home. And then we will marry. And then the year after we'll start a family. How? Have you ever seen a cart, a horse cart, as I don't get to the watches here, the looks, a horse cart ever draw a horse? Have you ever seen? Even if your money reach and you buy the horse cart first, you might be the horse or the donkey inside to pull it. You could never, no matter how smart, how intelligent, how brilliant you are, and you wanted to tell me, Baba, in these times we have to start putting the money together in the bank account before we married. And said, this is a long time, Baba. It would not work, children. It would not work. You can never put the roof before having the foundation. If you find a way, show me how you can have other way around, as I say. You have to have that foundation. You have to do it the right way, the proper way. If there's a generational curse, it's upon you and I to cut that and break that and change it and get aligned back with dharmicness, oh man. Get aligned back with dharmicness. You must understand, when you worship Ganesh Baba, He will clarify your thoughts. He will clear your thinking. He will align you in the path of spirituality. And just in case you do not believe me, then just try it. Try it for 5 days, 6 days. Go in with that faith and you will see. If you never observe this vrat, because us in the West Indies didn't observe this, and but as we learn and we educate ourselves, you observe these, your desires will be quailed, desires for dharmic things, desires to strap you. And in Kali Yuga, he is Dhumra Ketu. He is called in Kali Yuga Dhumra Ketu. That name alone might bring you trembling. Two hands, mounted on a horse. And he smoke like color, my friends. And he come here to destroy the numberless demons or demonic traits in my lives, in your lives, in our lives. He come here to destroy the demonic traits, my dear friends. Here, many Puranas, Brahma Vaivarta, Padma Puran, Shiva Puran, Linga Puran, they all talk of this story. Of course, Ganesh Puran. Who else would Ganesh Puran talk about? But all other Purans talk about Ganeshji. And one day it says, as in Padma Puran, one day as mankind was established, question was arose that how can we revert to God? Gajanan Swami will put back your internet good, don't worry. And the Devatas, the devotees, went to Brahmaji to declare that how can we find answer to consider which deity or which God is blessed? Or which one should we worship, my dear friends? Bhaktajano, it was given that Brahmaji, on hearing the journey of the gods, he says, let us see who can go around from Padma Puran. There are many stories like this. Who can go around the world and come? And imagine Lambodharaya. I want you to paint this picture. A very huge belly. Ganeshji, he have a lambo. When it's a Lambodhara, a pot-like belly. Not a little pot where you call pot. Find out from the pot that we used to cook dal. We used to cook dal in back home when you have yagya. This huge pot. 2-3 body get a high sit. This is how Ganesh Baba belly is. You imagine him and his two ears just fluttering in the wind. And he's walking. Chamke like walking too. My dear friends. And then he sit on Musa Ke Savari. How is that possible? Look Gajanan Swami size. And he sit on a little rat. How that can take him around the world? Of course, he have the knowledge, but he know how to employ it and apply that knowledge. And how could he go around the world very swiftly? Unlike his brother Kartikeya on Mayur and that peacock off. Ganesh Baba, my dear friends. Thank you, Chachiji. Ganesh Baba, my dear friends, consulted Narad Muni. When you see you have a puja, when you have a difficulty, don't go and ask some elderly in the family. That is good too. But ask your Baba, ask your Guru. If you really want to know the truth, but if you want to hear the answer you want to hear, you will ask somebody who you will get that yes man kind of scenario from. Ganesh Baba went to Narad Muni and he consulted him. And Naradji, who is a Bhakta Vishal, who is the Bhakta of all Bhakta. The Narad Bhakta Sutra has been given how love has been extended to Bhagavan. He says, write the word Shri Ram, some says Ram, and go around it 7 times. And after completing the 7 rounds, of course, he did what he was told. He went back to Brahmaji. And Brahmaji asked him, how is it possible? You could have completed going around this cosmos, this universe 7 times on Musa Ke Savari. And this very huge fella, huge ears, big belly, and just going down. Hati mere sati business. My dear friends, he explained that what he did. And of course, Brahmaji, the embodiment of the Supreme realized what a witty individual Ganesh Baba is. And here in his explanation, my dear friends, Brahmaji had no option but to declare and revere to Ganeshji as the Pratamam Dait, as that Pratamam Dait, as that first and foremost who should be worshipped. He had no problem, he had no dispute in himself to say, Ganesh Baba is this one to be worshipped. Because my friends, when you recognize God, and I want you to understand this, don't question and get confused right now. Well, then who really is God? Because I'm saying worship Ganesh Baba, worship Shiva, worship Mahadev, worship Durga Devi, worship Shri Krishna. My dear friends, understand, they are all one and one in all. They just take different manifestation. They just take different shape and form to help you and I. We establish from Ganesh Puran in Krita Yug, Sat, Treta, Dwapar, and even in Kali Yug, the same Ganesh Baba, he took different manifestation, my dear friends. In Shiv Mahapuran, it tells us that once the gods from Shiva Puran perspective, they all went to Bhagavan Shiva to inquire who should be the chief. That's what I spoke of earlier from Padma Puran. Who should be the chief of the Devatas, my friends? And in response, Bhagavan Shankar proposed that whoever go around the world 3 times and return to Mount Kailas, first they'll be revered. They'll be revered among the gods. My dear friends, Shri Ganesh, as we know, what is his Musake? What is his Vahan? That moose. And surely he undertake the journey. My dear friends, Bhagavan Shiva and Parvati Devi, our mother and father, with folded hands there, humbly standing to wait. We know what Ganesh Baba did. He cleverly crafted a plan again, and he circumambulated his mother and father. And of course, he was there back on point. He leave not, he didn't go nowhere, but he performed his karma. My dear friends, anytime you are the farther from the fort, you are farthest from the source, there is dukkha. What do I want to say to you? Don't leave where that environment of you and your Bhagavan is. Do not go away in the world searching for greener pasture. It always, always, always look greener from afar. It always look better from looking from the other angle. And when you get there, you realize it is not so. My dear friends, Bhagavan Shiva and Parvati Devi were pleased with Ganesh Bhagavan effort, and as such they bestow upon him that Pratamam Dait. One of many, many story. One of many, many story. It's just like having a boat. There is no sail on that boat. There is no paddle on that boat. There is no compass on that boat. And you are just swirling in that water round and round. And day and night, you are trying to make your way out and get out of that just open scenery of water. It is impossible to get out because you're just swirling, wrung and wrung with exhaustion, with tiredness, with burnt out, fatigue, and all the others. That is exactly what we are doing in this world without not realizing it. That is exactly what we're doing. Have you been going and you're not realizing? For the people who drive, have you realized you're going somewhere for the first time, strange area, and you realize, but I passed here once already. Wait. Did we not just pass here? And you go around 2-3 times maybe, and you did not realize you're doing the same thing over and over. Insanity stepping in very, very quickly. It happens all the time. We're doing the same thing over and over. Look, you just put on your kurta. Don't look at it. How many buttons are there? I could tell you 4 is here. My friends, we do things and we are not so conscious. We are not conscious of. We are not conscious how many prints is there. Look, if I ask you, how many shredder is on your stairs? You don't know, eh? And every day we do it. You see, in Guyana, it's standard for the household size, if it's 12 or 13 or 14, hey? I don't know. You run up all the time, whoop, 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 and you do not recognize and realize how much you're going every day. So subconscious and unconscious of the things you do. You realize, oh my God, my shirt is back to front after I come home back. Haven't it all happened to you? Then if it didn't, oh man, you will get there sooner or later. My dear friends, it is important. It is important for us to understand, as we worship Lord Ganesha, as we adore Him, as we seek His grace and His blessing, we continue to worship Him in this Kali Yuga age. Shiva Puran is telling us that He with the blessings of Bhagavan, Shiva and Parvati. And my dear friends, here, as He there winning the darshan of the Lord that we worship, the Lord that we seek, we listen to this beautiful Geet, Ganapati Baba Moria, as our dear daughter Patisha with us today, as she leads us in this beautiful bhajan, a bhajan that most of you and I can relate with. Let us recite in our mind, let us chant in our home, let us clap, and let us make adoration as I turn this over to her.
Ganapati Baba Moria, Mangaira Marite Moria. Ganapati Baba Moria, Mangaira Marite Moria. Siddhi Vinayaka Moria, Girijainandana Moria. Siddhi Vinayaka Moria, Girijainandana Moria. Ganapati Baba Moria, Mangaira Marite Moria. एक दंत जय मोरिया, गौरी सुख जय मोरिया. 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 जय लंबोदर मोरिया, अग्रदेव जय मोरिया. जय लंबोदर मोरिया, अग्रदेव जय मोरिया. गणपति बाबा मोरिया, मंगल मूर्ति मोरिया. गणपति बाबा मोरिया, मंगल मूर्ति मोरिया.
Friends, as Ganesh Baba, we invoke Him in our life. That Mangala Murti, you want that happiness, you want that peace, you want that love, and you want that blessing from Him. Oh man, chant His name, invoke Him, physically have Him in your home, and worship Him for the next 10, 11 days, starting from the 10th, and you'll see the difference in your life.
Vigna Vinashaka Moria, Jai Dhamishwara Moria. 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 Gajanana बाबा मोरिया मंगल मूर्ति मोरिया गणपति बाबा मोरिया मंगल मूर्ति मोरिया सुख करता जय मोरिया दुख हरता जय मोरिया सुख करता जय मोरिया दुख हरता जय मोरिया सुख करता जय मोरिया दुख हरता जय मोरिया कृपा सिंधु जय मोरिया बुद्धि विवाता मोरिया कृपा सिंधु जय मोरिया बुद्धि विदाता मोरिया गणपति बाबा मोरिया मंगल मूर्ति 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 मोरिया भवानी नंदन मोरिया श्री शिव नंदन 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 मोरिया श्री मोदक प्रिय मोरिया अष्ट विनायक मोरिया जय मोदक प्रिय मोरिया अष्ट विनायक मोरिया गणपति बाबा मोरिया मंगल मूर्ति 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 मोरिया सिद्धि विनायक मोरिया गिरिजानंदन मोरिया सिद्धि विनायक मोरिया गिरिजानंदन मोरिया गणपति बाबा मोरिया मंगल मूर्ति 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 मोरिया
प्रेम जोलो गणपति बाबा की जय. Friends, listening to that beautiful Geet as time is quickly against us. And thank you all for enjoying the satsang. Be part of satsang. We have to share, we have to like, we have to have others involved. And what will allow me to be very thankful, if I may beseech and beg of you, try to observe this vratam. Try to worship Ganesh Baba, however little. The idea is for these 10 days. And then you can Visarjan him. Thank you, Mataji Sandra. And I didn't know you were aware. But continue to support and watch Bhakti Satsang where you are. My dear friends, I want to encourage you, worship Him, adore Him. If you have nothing to offer, mudak or any fancy sweet to Him, just some doob grass. As we Kaloki say, Bahema grass. You know, there was a Rakshas, Anlasur, who create havoc in the Devatas. And then they had to summon Gajanan Bhagavan to come and swallow him. And that Rakshas create a burning sensation in his stomach. And it was only after sage Kashyapa recommend that doob grass. You know how we have Pepto-Bismol, Tums, when you have burned stomach, acidic stomach, you drink that and it soothes the stomach, a little cold milk. after some hot soup. Oh man. Kashyapa Muni, he tell like Gajanan Swami, he went to Kailash and he said, 21 stem of doob grass, duba grass or bahima grass. Don't get mixed up with kush grass or they call it darba. Duba or bahima. Oh man. And offered to him and bring peace. This, the burning, the challenge, the chaoticness in your life, the craziness, if I may say, will be disseminated by offering doob grass to him. It should have at least 3 shoot, or we said 3 joint, grow upwards. Have that, or 5, and you offer to Gajanan and Swami. Mudaka, he loved that. If you do this, observe your vratam, establish if your temple, if close to you is doing, please be in that satsang. I want you to research this before now on Friday and see what happens in India for this festival. I want you to see all those fancy stars, maybe Hindus, Christians or Muslims. Every star, like Amitabh, Shahrukh and all these guys, they have their own stage. They have their own platform. Maybe Muslim, Hindu or Christian. You see in Sri Lanka, the Catholics, Gajanan Swami's worship and depicted because he's the remover of obstacles. And then it's a whole big, some that we have stampede, people get killed all in these things. Well, it's COVID now, I don't know what rules they have. But so much people are there just to worship and to adore. Friends, look into this. You do not want to lose out from this. Please do. And next week, we will continue where we left off with this story and looked into the kahanis of Bhagavan Ganesh. We will do this bhajan Pitaji Devo, from bhajan mala or mala bhajan, whatever you suggest. As we conclude this evening satsang, my dear daughter Dashana will lead us in this beautiful raga, this beautiful geet to Ganesh Baba. Ganesh Baba is a great dance also. May he continue to dance in your mind as our dear daughter leads us in this closing geet. Please keep your vratam, and of course we will reconnect through Bhakti Satsang Dharma next Sunday. To all our Tego TV viewers, over to our dear daughter Dashana.
Ganesha वन्दने गाये गणपति जय जय वन्दनाथ गाये गणपति गपरे सरसा गप दप गरे सा गाये गणपति गप दप दद सा सस दप गरे सा गाये गणपति सस दद दप प ग ग रे रे सा गाये गणपति हाय गाये गणपति गाये गणपति गाये गणपति जय जय वन्दनाथ
प्रेम से गणपति भगवान की जय. Thank you, my dear devotees, for being with us, staying with us, and thank you for this joy, this peace, this love. It's not because of us, but Bhagavan. May you continue to use this body and use the bodies of these children, my wonderful godchildren, and here and far, for continue to bring in that tears of joy in your life. Shriman and Srimati Govardhan, my dear and loving sister Inaji, who always been a servant with me in all my career in Guyana. Wherever I have preached, she always with my side, and not forgetting Uncle Devo. I'm happy through this mode and medium we can still be into contact and we can still enjoy in Satsang. To all my Bhakti Satsang viewers, Dharma, Bhagavan's Kripa with you. Tego TV viewers out in Trinidad, Bhagavan's Kripa and His mercy be with you as we conclude in prayers. एकदन्ताय विद्महे वक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो दन्ति
प्रचोदयात्.
ॐ गजाननं भूतगणादिसेवितं कपित्तजम्बूफलसारभक्षणम् उमासुतं
शोकविनाशकारिणं नमामि विघ्नेश्वरपादपङ्कजम्.
त्वमेव माताश्च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्याद्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं
मम देवदेव
त्वमेव सर्वं मम देवदेव. ॐ गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वर
गुरुर्साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः.
तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. ॐ पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय
पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते.
हरि ओम शांति शांति शांति. हरि ओम तत्सत. श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. प्रेम से बोलो गणपति भगवान की जय. गजानंद स्वामी की जय. सत्य सनातन वेदिक धर्म की जय. संतन की जय जय. सीताराम. Once again, devotees who have joined early and joined now, to my dear friend Mohani ji, to you and your wonderful family back home, may Bhagavan continue to bless you all and keep us safe until next week. Phil milenge, wapas na jaunga. Ganapati Baba grace. Until next week.